All right. Well, I mean, for me, I've been waiting for this series all week. We've got sudden death, best of 5 between ACCM and DauT. And they start off the game playing as Mezzo. Now, technically, the Incas aren't a Mezzo civilization. So we could say Eagle civilizations. Both players wanted to have these Eagles. And we might see more of these Eagles over time. We're at live time now. ACCM here in the red, playing as the Aztecs. Then in the blue... Oh, shoot, we have the wrong image up. In the blue, we have DauT playing as the Incas. And the map is Socotra. The goal here, of course, is to destroy the opponent's town center. That is how sudden death works. You cannot build more town centers. Normal Socotra games are usually... Oh, wow. As ACCM kills that goat. ACCM ready for it here. But in normal Socotra, you don't really see that many town centers anyways, just because of how aggressive things can be. Now, it's got to be careful here. ACCM has already shown some level of intent. And these villagers aren't loomed yet. But here come villagers from ACCM, and this is Socotra. ACCM is aiming to make this as messy as possible. And if you just bear with me here, this is the start to the series. This is the sponsor from another tournament. I'm not in the business of free advertisement. And there we go. Now, I noticed right off the bat that it feels like ACCM's map is a bit easier to lock down here for the start. I'll look away in a second here. DauT is actually really good at villager fighting. So he should be okay here. He's also close to his TC, so he can always just bring in a new vill, which he's going to do. But if you look back here, the zebras are like hidden away almost. And there's that gold area. So this is like the dream start for ACCM. I'd say what's not a dream are the hills elsewhere. So as the game goes on, that could be a problem. But at least the early stuff, I think this is a situation that's pretty good for him. DauT's basically like, okay, fine. Like, go ahead and do that. I was going to eat these anyways. And this is really easy to do with the Incas because their houses give them extra pop space, which means they don't need as many houses, which means they save wood. So DauT's just like, okay, the purpose of your vills coming forward was to kill my hunt, so I'm unable to eat it, and I'm just going to eat it now. So honestly, that's perfect from DauT. Elsewhere, DauT's berries are forward. There's only 4 areas of stone on Socotra. So it's 4 tiles per player. But it's like 4 total tiles. So you've got here and here. And then you've got here and here. And Incas do have cheaper castles. And cheaper towers as well. So Incas could maybe consider that. But you don't really associate the Incas with castle dropping for whatever reason. I think it's just because of how many military options they have. So normally, when both civs have access to eagles, you're going to see those eagles quite a lot. But the Incas also have a slinger, which is anti-infantry. So I prefer the Incas here. I think the Incas are the superior civilization in the matchup. The Aztecs, though, their economy is stronger than the Incas with the extra carry capacity. So once you've got up to like... Once you've got farms expanding far from the TC, that's when the carry capacity really starts to be felt. And ACCM's really good with Aztecs. His man-at-arm build specifically can just smother people. Man-at-arm with a fast archer follow-up is what you see from him most of the time. So there's the barracks for DauT. I'm still drinking my coffee and will continue to do so. But it should be a fun series here on Easter Sunday. Later on YouTube, this will be after Easter Sunday, but happy belated Easter, YouTube. And ACCM sees the hill, is going to build on that hill and eliminate the tree. And he's going to click up here in a second. And we've got DauT clicking up before he even makes a mill here. So this looks like an archer build for DauT. And it's... Ooh, he's also going to add the 2 militia here. So this is what we call a frush. There is a bird flying directly over top of ACCM, blessing ACCM. Maybe there's a very inconsistent wind blowing from the south to the north. And he's like, finally I can move. Ah, finally I can move. Ah, finally I can move. Ah, finally I can move. Ah! And just, if you ever have that happen, guys. So, you can't blame him. He can only fly so fast. He's just a tiny little bird. But ACCM could actually see that, which is kind of funny. And now the wind is gone. Okay, perfect. Now the wind is gone. I still don't know why the bird stuff happens. But it does happen quite frequently where birds get stuck on certain types of maps. I've noticed it on Socotra a lot. So there must be something about the Socotra script where that happens. DauT's in feudal age 25 seconds faster. He sees a villager building a house and could kill her. And he's coming in with vills as well. And DauT definitely is considering a tower. This is what we said, right? That start for ACCM, he's got the gold in the back. But the hills are a problem for him. And DauT will be on man-at-arms. DauT builds that tower. Now, DauT needs to wall in that tower. I've seen DauT tower rush a lot, and he doesn't wall in his towers, and it bothers me. I hope he walls that in. DauT didn't scout that there was going to be man-at-arms from ACCM, and he has no defense for this, and ACCM is trying to get a Vil kill that DauT did not get, and he gets it. So both players actually off their berries. We might actually see DauT just mill this. Ooh, I'm going to tell you what would be really smart. Okay, so you click the villagers to stone. Mine it, as much stone as possible. And then you build the mill. Because when you would build that mill, you would actually drop off the stone with the construction of the mill. And then you'd be on food. So it's like you get a little bit of extra stone so you can build another tower if need be. And then you're still on food. DauT lost 2 vills, though. That was brutal. So neither player really scouted the other. ACCM just immediately left this area and blocked it off. And then DauT, I guess he didn't have the luxury to leave. And now it's just infantry for both right now. Neither player with an archery range either, which is interesting. And DauT is mining stone. So he'll want another tower. And there's the next tower. But what he can't see is that ACCM is making a counter tower right now. So like I said, like the Aztecs, they really want that farming eco to be flying. And there is a range for ACCM as well. DauT's in trouble. This is rough. ACCM is counter towered, so this tower from DauT won't go up. And like, DauT's just so exposed right now. Full tower defense seems to be his plan here. But you can't defend everything with a tower. Like, something's going to have to break at some point. You might be able to defend this area for now. But ACCM's going to be happy to take these trades. He takes good trades because he's got the archers in the mix. And DauT's still no archery range. If ACCM were to just move over this way, maybe could harass the wood line. I like to see DauT wall. Yeah, wall like that. And then maybe with the tower here, you protect most things here. So, ACCM no berries. But he's got 9 farms right now. And this is what I said about the Aztecs and their carry capacity. Villagers are going to be bringing back a lot more food. You normally are going to see the Aztecs maintain a 200 to 300 resources collected advantage in a normal farming game. I don't think a lot of people are looking for that or recognize that, but I mean, this game, it's very different as well because ACCM has also killed villagers. So ACCM attacking the walls now, DauT going for another tower. This would be a decent position next to the gold for ACCM, but I question whether or not this tower is going to do anything. And DauT is pulled off of gold, and DauT is pulled off of wood now. Or sorry, as stone. But ACCM's distracted with the tower. He does notice now that DauT's going to have to basically Vil rush these villagers back. Here ACCM's chasing. Here ACCM's engaging. It's the perfect engagement for him. He gets the hill. He does still have man-at-arms that can be helpful against the Eagles. It's been a sloppy game. ACCM is not shooting the tower. He's actually shooting the house. Something he might not realize. And then the micro here. I think this is something DauT will take. Killing the archers. Obviously at a cost. But he just wants a little bit of protection. ACCM still attacking the tower. DauT is still there to repair it. That one archer goes back to the range. And this is definitely a race to the market at this point. so they can get to Castle Age. ACCM builds his market before DauT. I think ACCM thinks this tower is shooting the tower from DauT. I doubt he's intentionally attacking the house this way. DauT's going to sneak in another tower here. ACCM buys some resources so he can build another tower. ACCM just realizes how important this gold is. And he's picking up on maybe DauT might be able to hold this area. And DauT's going to realize there's a tower there and drop another tower behind. I'm not sure what this tower is accomplishing, but it is accomplishing keeping ACCM's focus at home at least. But, like, this is bad. Like, this economy is so bad for DauT. He doesn't have a mining camp here, so these villagers are walking back. He's trying to buy food. The guy's got 5 farmers. And it's not really going to get better because he doesn't really have the wood. He's using his wood for a mining camp. ACCM said, fine, I'm not going to have the berries. You can have my berries. I'm just going to farm. And he just stuck to the basics really well here. He's going to add barracks number 2. So this tells me we're going to see eagles. And DauT still hasn't clicked up to the next stage. So if DauT wants to make slingers to defend from eagles, he needs to be in castle, and he needs to have an archery range. And DauT idling his TC now to click up. There's just going to be a nice little timing window here for ACCM to get eagles in underneath these towers to pick off villagers. Painful for DauT. And it's just been really clinical stuff from ACCM ever since early feudal. When you think of DauT, you don't really think of those clinical moments where it's like, boom, kill 2 villagers just like that. For DauT, it's more like the long-term consistent strategy. And where he struggles is against players who find those moments and those timings. I think this mining camp is 2 tiles away, by the way. Very easy to miss that. Let's see how far the vills walk. Yeah, it feels like that's 2 tiles away just because of the incline there. It's kind of hard to see. So it's not the best mining camp I've ever seen, but DauT needs a castle because this is sudden death. Like, I'm pretty sure DauT will recognize that he's not in the best of positions. That's not going to be news to him. And he's feeling like if he can drop a castle forward and just take out this TC, he can win this game. Immediately upon entering the next stage, the Eagles go to 7 base attack here for ACCM. So now he's going to be able to take the better engagements. DauT may fight it, but it's really not a fight that's going to be good for him. And DauT sees the Siege Workshop on his face now. Okay, so here's my thought. What if you, like, make a tower here so you have a little bit of resistance to keep your TC alive? And then... and then you still try and drop the castle. Honestly, DauT can win this, guys. ACCM is playing a standard Socotra game. He's playing it very well. This is a sudden death Socotra game. There's rams now for ACCM as he will try and take out this TC. DauT's villagers are waiting. DauT can win this. DauT can win this. DauT might have the lead to win, like, the position to win this. That castle will not be denied. That castle will go up, and then it should immediately be petards for DauT. You keep your vills garrison to shoot the TC, and then immediately petards. ACCM, you gotta go, dude. You gotta go. You gotta go immediately for this TC. Okay, and you have to repair this somehow. We'll see if he can. DauT's making petards. ACCM's coming with rams, and he's got vills to repair the rams. Who's going to destroy the other TCs first? I favor DauT. Castle Fire and petard is really strong. DauT just got to send every petard 1 by 1 here. Meanwhile, DauT's bringing everything he can to try and take out these rams and delay it. He takes out one of the rams. He's going for the next one. He takes out that 2. He goes for the next one. We'll see if he takes it out. ACCM is being attacked by villagers and soon petards. DauT doesn't have, like, anything left. There's another ram on the way. ACCM's got to repair. There's another petard for DauT. Both players taking amazing engagements on the front. And ACCM's getting the repairs. DauT has no wood, guys. DauT has no wood. So he'll take the ram, but the Eagles could do it. Like, DauT can't actually kill the Eagles right now. He's got nothing back at home. Where's the petard? DauT doesn't have the food for the petard. He has no petards. This might be over. TC will go down for DauT. He's distracting. I like that. He's distracting with the Eagles. ACCM just able to pull enough this way to repair. And actually hopping in and out of the TC where he can. That is so good. That was so close. But if DauT can't make petards, I just don't know. Can he do this? His TC's down to 500 HP. 4 weak villagers inside. ACCM happy to repair. But what a close game here. Okay, DauT's coming home with everything now. I mean, the positive is the villagers do get +1 attack, +1 armor because of being Incas. If only he had... Maybe he should have been patient with the petards. I don't know. I didn't get to see all the petards because we were watching DauT's TC. Well, it's going to be very sudden death for these villagers. ACCM is like micring the Eagles against the TC. It's still not a comfortable position for ACCM, right? Like, there's still a castle on his TC. But DauT has no wood to repair this right now. Can you imagine if DauT actually does this now? 200 HP. He just took a straggler tree to repair. What if ACCM can't make more Eagles? That would be something. Actually, there's a very good chance that ACCM can't get more Eagles. TC's at 100 HP. No wood. No wood. He's repairing with what little wood he has. 100 HP. Villagers on the way now for ACCM. That might actually be the play. This TC's at 1,000 HP. TC's below 100 HP. It's now at 50. It's now at 30. It's now at 10. And now it's at 0. GG. But honestly, well played from both players. Like, that is sudden death. That is what you have to do. And so credit to both of them for that. Like, DauT obviously had the better start. The worst start. And even just the flow of feudal age. If this was a normal Socotra game, it wouldn't even be close. Right? But it's not a normal Socotra game. It's a sudden death Socotra game. And so DauT was very close to getting the job done there. I do want to see. I wonder if there were instances where his petards didn't hit because of his villagers being in the way. I want to look real quick. It seems like a really specific thing, but I think there's a solid chance at that. Or I wonder if any of them got shot by the TC. Okay, like that right there, that's a problem. That's horrible. Okay, because it did feel like I was expecting the petards to do more damage. Now, that's happening because DauT had the max amount of units garrisoned in his castle. And so there was no room. And he's also defending himself here. But if that petard actually hits, that takes the TC down 600 HP. So let's see. Was there another petard, maybe, where that happened with the next one? Because I think that the petards will have the path around DauT's villagers here. Let's see. Next petard. Okay, so that one connected. I think we saw that. See how much damage it did? Guys, if that first petard hits from DauT, I think DauT might win this game. And then he could only afford one more. ACCM desperately repairs, and this petard also connects. Yeah, so maybe you need 5 to take out a full HP TC. But the TC was far from full HP because of the castle drop. I think maybe there's a chance for DauT there, but ACCM obviously gets the win. And we'll move on to more exciting games here in this format. This is the round of... Oh, it says best of 5 qualifier. Sorry, that was from something else. This is the round of 16. And there's a couple $1,000s on the line here with this prize pool. So these guys are both really good. And they're both competitors. So there's lots of reasons for them to want to continue on here in this bracket. But that was a fun one. ACCM collected a lot more resources. DauT won for the castle drop. We'll see. Well, I'm sure we're going to see more castle drops in this series. So, catching up to live time, I did spend some time summing up that previous game. And here we are. Game number 2. Now, this one's always crazy. Again, it's sudden death here, guys. So, the one town center these players have is the only TC they will have. The goal is to destroy the enemy TC and be as creative as possible I like the Armenians and I like the Malians a lot here. Both civilizations play towards what I think we see very frequently, which is competing for water in this area and then adapting from there with either monks, unique unit, and sometimes fast imp. I would say almost always a fast imperial age. Kind of interesting how they positioned. Normally they're on opposite sides of the map. Here there's like one area which would clearly be the best area to castle drop. So I don't know if this is supposed to happen with this map or if this is considered a bit of a bug. It's not like an admin restart or anything because everyone has their resources. I quite like the fact it's a bit different, but I don't know if the players would be used to that. Like ACCM, he just scouted that DauT is there. That could change your whole strategy. But I do think the most obvious thing, the thing you cannot ignore on this map, especially when you can only be on one town center, is the fish. And it might not look like it, but there's 30,000 food there. So yeah, any amount of fishing ships you have alive, uncontested, will just fish there endlessly. And DauT going for a dock right now. ACCM realizing that, and ACCM is being annoying. And ACCM is probably going to come out here and dock as well. But it would feel natural for ACCM to dock from this side. Ooh, they're taking a risk. And ACCM kills the scout. That's basically a coin flip right there. And now DauT is scoutless. Again, the nice thing is, I think you kind of already know everything. You know your opponent's going to dock here. That's not going to surprise you. You can actually see it. But you don't... Actually, he doesn't know that the water doesn't extend north like this. This is a big deal. Like we said, this generation's weird, right? So he actually doesn't know that ACCM's over here. ACCM knows that DauT is like right next to him. So I think strategically, DauT is going to be able to assume and guess what ACCM is going to do correctly, which would be fast feudal and water. But yeah, could be a bit of an issue for DauT not having the vision there. You can infer from the dock position. I would say no, because usually your opponent is always docked in the middle, and we've seen instances where players dock on the right side, even if they're like evenly spread apart. That you are right though, that you would assume that the opponent's over like this direction, but it could just be up here still, right? Like it could just be a natural walk, because you can walk across this. Now, DauT's gonna consider Loom here, I'm guessing. And then we're going to see Feudal Age. Yep, there's Loom. And then ACCM's already on the way up. Armenians have a crazy eco when it comes to wood and gold because their mule cart upgrades are more efficient. You are using the mule carts with this civ for these resources. Obviously, you then have the efficiency aspect of being able to move them around. And ACCM's bringing vills. I think this is going to be a tower in the middle and some ships. And DauT building a mining camp in a position where he can take gold and stone. He's going to bring vills. And he's going to drop a second dock here. Okay, interesting. But if you get the tower up, that means the opponent's navy gets hit and also the opponent's fish get hit. So I really like the tower approach. Wait, hold on. A barracks? Huh? Okay, he's going to make a spear. That's just an extra military unit. You can make spears in Dark Age with Armenians. Almost feels like he wants to tower rush DauT's base. Maybe it'll be a tower in the middle and then he tower rushes DauT's base. But again, I don't think you would see this if the generation wasn't like this. Okay, so that tower can be ranged by ships. It's important to note that. If the tower is 2 tiles further back, or like maybe behind your dock, actually. Yeah, I actually don't like this tower. I think if the tower is behind your dock actually blocks attack from fires. So it is possible if DauT wins the water engagements that he actually takes his tower out with his fires. Definitely one of those things as a player you don't really realize in the game. That's definitely a caster comment, but It is something that you should pay attention to, maybe. Ram, thanks for the 8 months. What's up? Hey, man. Asentada, thank you for the 3. Welcome back. I will keep it up. DauT sees this and is like, what? Why is he here with his spearman? But that tells him everything he needs to know. He also sees the archery range. So he knows his opponent will come with pressure, and he just preps the tower. I mean, considering all the crazy things that could have happened here, I actually think this isn't too bad for DauT. Because, I mean, he kills the scout from ACCM. He got a lot of information. He knew his opponent was going to be coming with range units. He knew he needed to preemptively tower. He is just fishing on this, what's left of the shorefish here. And he will have fires in position to maybe be able to trap this and then kill all the fish from ACCM. And then eventually the tower, potentially. So DauT's tower defends for him. And now we'll see what happens here on water. But ACCM is going to lose his fishing ships. DauT still has his. And as I said, this tower is going to go down very quickly. ACCM does not have a demo on the way. That's what DauT's going to be worried about. He pulls the weak ship away to scout, and now he'll know ACCM is over here. DauT is actually attacking the palisade wall and not the tower. So he misclicked there, and now he's got to be very concerned there's a demo in that dock. But there's not. Interesting, though, from ACCM. So instead of having all of your villagers idle inside of the tower, he is going for archers into the tower. So it's 5 idols for DauT. There's still idols for ACCM, but the idea is you can just shoot this tower down and have your villagers doing something else. Fire ship gets blocked by the wall. I don't think that's true because he did damage to the tower. It was repaired by the villagers, though. But, because, actually, oh, this piece of wall. Yeah, that's true. ACCM actually added an extra piece of wall, I think, and I missed that. And that piece of, because he was attacking through the diagonal there. DauT is fletching, which makes any repairs a bit more complicated and tricky here. And no fletching here for ACCM. He does have a demo, which he almost accidentally uses on the dock. And there's the blacksmith for ACCM, but his archers might hop out here in a second. He needs repairs. DauT's done a really nice job. I think ACCM really wanted to make things complicated for DauT. And it actually simplified DauT's game plan. DauT saw the range. He knew it was coming. He just dropped the early tower. And then prioritized water, which is what a normal game on this map ends up being anyways. But I don't think we're finished. Another tower can come up for ACCM. And there it is. And he'll have fletching this time too. DauT's going to drop some stone walls so these units never break through. Build a counter tower. He's about to click up the castle. There was a nice demo there from ACCM, but there's still a lot of ships here for DauT. No fishing ships really working at this point. This fishing ship just sat idle there for DauT for a rainy day. Tower from ACCM. He actually abandons it and deletes it at 92%. Ugh, that's painful. How much stone do you get back from that? What's 8% of 125? Not a lot. ACCM killed a couple ships here, though. Navy's going to come over from DauT. DauT just has to be careful not to run into a demo. Market for ACCM, but this food eco is not as strong as DauT's has been. At least just the timing's on it, and DauT is really heavy on stone. Now, I think this is one of the riskiest moves that DauT could do. But I would love to see him transport through here and drop a castle on ACCM's face. I think the more realistic approach is add a siege workshop. Use the siege to clear up whatever's in the middle here. And then drop a castle over here. But I mean, who wants realistic, right? Ooh, DauT outposting. Ooh, an ACCM also outposting and spots that DauT is out there. So DauT might want to go around the other way. But ACCM's got archers, so DauT needs to be careful with these vills. I think he's adding this so he can maybe add a stable to make a knight. Yeah, this villager, not long for this world. She's going to be dead. Does notify the others, though. And ACCM will see the barracks, and he might be paranoid that DauT is over here. Still no castle age for ACCM, though. I like the outposts. I like the vision. That's very important. DauT's getting War Galley. He's dropping a stable, so he's upgrading his ships to win the water. He'll probably make one knight. That's pretty much all he can afford. And he will probably push this way. You know, it'll take DauT some time, which might give ACCM some time to chill. Nice demos there from ACCM. The timing on that. That was right before the War Galley upgrade. DauT loses 3 ships. And ACCM can see this. He's going to lose this villager to the knight. Oh, quick wall, actually. Sick. Okay, and he sees more villagers. Yeah, so he knows DauT is coming this way. So I don't mind ACCM just trying to sacrifice the archers to get as many kills as possible. Oh, God. DauT. Careful. DauT. Both players know what's happening here. There's 2 knights on the field, though. The archers shouldn't be able to defend. ACCM will not want this castle to be next to his TC. If DauT castle's here, he's going to be kind of okay with it. DauT's waiting, though. And DauT feels like maybe he can break through this first. Crazy. ACCM adding some walls behind. But the navy from DauT is also helping here. I like this from DauT. This is good pressure, but at what point do you just drop the castle anyways? Because the forward castle is still strong. He wants the castle to be further forward. ACCM is making some ships still. Still trying to block this off. DauT just attacking with vills. It'd be something else if ACCM drops a castle here on DauT right now. But then how do you defend yourself? He's going to make a fortified church. You can garrison in fortified churches and shoot arrows. So in theory, this could be really good. And then you could also make monks to maybe convert the ships. And DauT's like, you know what also shoots arrows? He's like, for I am the Lord, and my church is a... DauT, drop a castle, dude! Drop a castle! ACCM's gonna castle drop you! He's being so stubborn. Oh, man. Okay, he's going to drop a castle there. Okay. That's what we were waiting for. I like that castle still. I don't like it better than the one in the middle, though. And ACCM... Ooh. Interesting. ACCM is actually deciding to drop a defensive castle. Here, ACCM hits with a demo. So ACCM won't be able to take this stone. I wonder if ACCM tries to take the relic. Because, like, when you build your first fortified church with Armenians, you get that relic. But if your monastery gets shot down, that could be a problem. Whoa, did you see that? I've never seen a mule cart get destroyed. It was actually like a partially built mule cart. First time I've ever seen one get destroyed. Watch it. Watch the destruction animation. Like, explodes into a million pieces. All right. Well, now it would make sense for some type of fast Imperial. I don't know how realistic that is. DauT is not creating any more vills, and he's buying food. Thinking about that. ACCM's not on stone. DauT's not on stone. Monk is very weak. And Monk gets a conversion there on a ship. Actually converts the weakest ship, though. I think both players want a Treb war at this point. Fastest way to get food in their minds is to just buy it. And that's... Actually, ACCM bought wood. Which is interesting. Warrior Priest can pick up relics. They can heal, but they cannot convert. Obviously, you don't want your opponent to be able to fish here. Here's another monastery from ACCM. Probably wants these relics right now. Warrior Priest is going to go get the relic, hop into the monastery. Whoop! Well, at least DauT's preventing the relic from being collected. DauT's done a nice job here. He's going to click up. ACCM's got 11 farms. DauT has 7. But DauT has 900 food and 800 gold. So he just needs to buy a little bit more food. This is the correct play from DauT. And there he goes. Using that market. Clicks up. ACCM needs to kill this TC. Because DauT getting access to Trebs ends this game. If ACCM knows DauT is up, which is kind of hard to know, he needs like petards. And he needs to just go in for that TC. Because DauT's going to go... It'll be rather interesting to see if DauT goes for the castle first or the TC. Because you take the castle out, your opponent can't make Trebs, which is also very strong. But DauT's actually making petards now, too. He is all in on this game mode now. And he has to be careful. He should probably delete these knights. Monks can just hop right in. You're donating army to the enemy. But then again, you do want to make ACCM work, and he's still able to run away. Distract ACCM. ACCM still hasn't clicked up. ACCM still creating vills like a normal game, too. Still creating navy like a normal game. And DauT just massing petards. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't realize that the... How long was the bar at the bottom there? I didn't realize that was there. Sorry. I think it's been there for a couple minutes. Looks kind of bad. I like how DauT continued to produce on water, because if you lose this area, it becomes easier for ACCM to pass through. He did a really good job there. Are you guys ready to see ACCM panic? Just a prediction here, but I think when he sees DauT's an imp, he's gonna like... Oh, I mean, he needs to click imp still. I think he might make a bunch of petards. Right? Because that means he's probably dead. And DauT even using the Malian Faster University text and is going for chemistry and is dropping a siege workshop so he can make bomber cannons. Yeah, ACCM is in big trouble. He needs a big play towards DauT's base right now. That's his only chance. Actually, it could be cannon galleons as well from DauT. I think bomber cannons makes more sense. Because cannon galleons, the opponent doesn't need redemption to convert them. We saw that the other day. Someone almost lost the game because their cannon galleons got converted. Now ACCM's making petards. You still only need 5 of them to take out someone's TC. And DauT is going for his castle first because the castle's positioned in a way to protect ACCM. ACCM canceled Imp, actually. He canceled Imp. He's adding more knights. Yeah, he's going to make a big old play here for the TC. Yo, thank you, Mr. Whitebeard. Thank you, Macho. Luminarch, thank you guys all for the subs and resubs. Sudden death action. DauT lost the first game. He castle dropped the first game. Almost worked out for him. This time it's looking really likely it's going to work out. ACCM needs to somehow get through. He would need a petard to take out a palisade. And then he needs to run in for that TC. It's got to happen now. It almost looks like he wants to attack the Trebs. Well, that's different. Here he comes. He's actually going to try and petard back the castle and the Trebs? What? And DauT uses petards to counter the petards. So petard v petard action, and ACCM is still going to be in Castle Age here. Takes out all the Trebs. Wow. But like, I guess we'll see how it pays off. He also takes the bombard cannon. It still feels like right now DauT can just go again. And that was pretty costly for ACCM. And DauT is going to drop another castle there. Oh, if only ACCM had a petard right now. I think what DauT has done here is fine. Even ballistics for the castles is great. Like, ACCM is trying to stay alive. He's not trying to kill his opponent. And when you are an age behind, you need to be aiming to kill your opponent. I can understand not wanting to die. I feel like that's normal human instinct. And that's why maybe he did what he did there. But still not seeing any potential for him to take out DauT. And DauT's now got 2 castles, and ACCM just calls the GG. Yeah, I think it was also pretty unlikely that it would work. But I think that it was more likely to give ACCM a chance if instead of going for the Trebs here, he actually goes for DauT's base. I say it's unlikely because DauT would maybe see it with some of the vision he has, maybe a quick wall or two, but like, this is DauT we're talking about. And it takes 5 petards to take out the TC, and then he also would have had knights. Like, 1 petard here, you bring in the knights, you go for the TC. DauT had nothing at home. But at this point, the game was well and truly over. Series 1-1. That was fun. Well played from DauT. He was so stubborn initially with the castle drop, but once he got the castle in the position, he knew he immediately wanted to go, or he immediately had to go for the fast Imperial Age. And, you know, ACCM wasn't able to accomplish the same thing. ACCM just tried to do a lot of different things this game. Archers, monks, navy, knights, tower. That was basically like castle drop, fast imp. He didn't go for much more than that, and it all worked out. Obviously, he made a couple knights, but still. Military count, DauT obviously took better engagements too, which is nice. He didn't have too many units converted, which is also helpful for him. And yeah, res collected. ACCM might have collected more food naturally, but DauT just bought it with all that gold income, and that's what mattered. All right, so game number 3 here in this best of 5 here in sudden death. And I was just saying, Chinese are just so freaking good. Chinese have always been good, but of course these days there's less lag. And now with the recent change, actually 2 recent changes. Like 6 months ago, the devs gave the Chinese... Oh, wow, DauT is getting lamed. So 6 months ago, the devs gave the Chinese extra pop space from their TCs. So now you don't need to use one of your villagers to build a house. But there's also a new hotkey where you can auto drop off resources by just pressing a hotkey instead of needing to force drop. And not needing to force drop, it really helps that Chinese start. But what you need with Chinese is you need food. And ACCM has stolen his opponent's boar. Now, the crazy thing is, ACCM Civ, their cavalry heals up. So you can... Normally, the weakness of stealing someone's boar is that your scout is weak. Not if you're Georgians. I mean, it won't be weak forever. They don't heal in Dark Age, but it heals in Feudal. So ACCM steals that boar from DauT. And what this could do is, this could delay DauT by an extra villager or 2. So essentially, the Feudal Age play that DauT might be going for might be a bit delayed. Yo, Pit Dude, what's up? This is T90. I'm back playing the game after almost 20 years, mainly due to you. Thanks so much. Went 1-1 in ranked today. Nice. 50-50. It's not bad. DauT has gone 1-1 today. ACCM has gone 1-1 today. Do you want to play them next? Because you're basically the same. Obviously, ACCM can go find his resources then as well. He can go push in his deer. Yeah, this scout will start to regenerate in Feudal. And so, the recent change with the Georgians, so initially, when the Civ was introduced months back, they just started with the mule cart, but it was minus 50 food in the bank, which made their start rather awkward. Now the devs have made it so they have all the starting food, and they start with essentially a free lumber camp. And so, because they don't have a food discount, right? But also because they don't need to spend the villager time building a lumber camp, or the resources building a lumber camp, you essentially can have way less on wood, more on food, and you can achieve a really fast uptime. Now, you can go 17 pop if you don't go to wood until after you click up to feudal, which is possible, but ACCM's still gone the more standard approach here, I guess. But yeah, no shortage of food for him. DauT actually has recovered pretty nicely here. And has pushed in some of the deer. But yeah, he's just kind of stuck at home right now after losing that boar. And we'll see if he can get the food to click up. What are the Georgian stats for wins and sudden death so far in this tourney? I don't really know if there's a stat site out there. I don't really know if anyone has that info. I wouldn't really be able to tell you. I can't remember that many games with the Georgians in all honesty. Could maybe remember one or two. But I don't know if there's enough data out there to really say that like this civilization's been insane or it hasn't. Obviously depends on maps as well. I actually really like DauT's map. It's very, like, DauT's map can simplify your game plan because of this big, long wood line. And I like how DauT's thinking like me here. Or maybe I'm thinking like DauT, but, you know, this wood line is... It's rare that you can have a wood line where you could maybe justify the double lumber camp. Whereas for ACCM, you know, he might, like, go over here and go over here. And it just gets a little bit crazier at times, but... We're not going to see double. Obviously, he's got the mule cart. He can keep moving that along. And it's going to be scouts from ACCM. But he doesn't want to scout forward because it's weak. So he's just spending time at home pushing his deer. DauT will know his opponent's going scouts. Chinese typically go scouts as well. So, like, Chinese are not going to complain usually about a scout war. But yeah, now this scout will start to regenerate. So, the regeneration starting in Feudal Age is pretty wild to me. Also, the fact that they start with a free lumber camp where you can also drop off hunt with no, like, disadvantage with wood and food is also pretty wild for the Georgians right now. And DauT almost runs into the TC. His scout does not regenerate, of course. And forward goes ACCM now. Now, he doesn't know a lot. He knows about the berries, though, so he's going to go there. And thank you, Ass Liquor, for the Happy Easter wish and the resub. Not Ass Liquor, guys. It's Ass Liquor. Appreciate it. Happy Easter to you as well, my friend. Hopefully no one has this on at home while the family's showing up for dinner. DauT is struggling a little bit. Has to seed some farms. And he has quite a bit of idle TC time. Just because of the lack of food. Took some hits on the scouts. ACCM scouts still regenerating. So it's like you could take fights and then just back away all the time with the Georgians. And your scouts are going to be superior. DauT is not going to be able to make scouts here. DauT has also had to pull his villagers off of berries for all this. So that Vill lead the Chinese are supposed to have has kind of disappeared on him. Oh god, the idle TC time is still brutal. For DauT. And now there's 3 full HP scouts here. And these scouts could go kill the villager here from ACCM. ACCM's had a great game. That should be a Deadville. Little sloppy. Still really nice control. DauT trying to wall this up to simplify his game where he can. T90, my mom yelled at me for what was blasting on the TV. Sorry, guys. But I mean, you know. What am I supposed to do? Someone subscribes, I have to say thank you. I'd be rude not to say anything. Someone, I'm not going to say what the username was, but the other day in a community game, there was a name that was very awkward for me to say. And apparently, Twitch banned their username. So not them, but Twitch basically was like, you cannot use this platform anymore. Until you rename yourself. And so, okay, I'm going to say because I think it's funny. So the name, this is the last time I'm going to say these words, was Wet Panties, right? But their new name is formerly Moist Undergarments. That's their new name. And their new name is hilarious to me if you know the story. And Twitch is like, yeah, you're good. Oh, man, what a rough game for DauT so far. DauT's made a lot of spearmen, though. So the hope here is to eventually get hits on these scouts to finally kill them. But, like, at this level, ACCM, especially with the regen, he's never going to give DauT hits. He will just circle. He will hover around. He will be a pest. He kills another Vil. And I've done this with the Georgians, and I have been up against it, playing against the Georgians, and it is so annoying. And it feels unfair. It feels like you are playing with bonuses that cannot be competed with. And now we're going to have ACCM even mix in some archers. DauT is in a really tough position here. Like, 2 archers come forward with this spearman army from ACCM. Like, normally it's like, oh, yes, okay, I got a hit. That's 1 hit away now. But it won't be the case because ACCM's not going to make that mistake. By a lot of pros, and I'd be shocked if the devs don't make some type of change, think the regenerating should start in castle. I think it is either the regeneration needs to be slower or the regeneration needs to start in Castle Age, which would be my preference. Only 1 archer here, but that's enough to melt some spearmen, and now DauT's just like, are you kidding me? Like, I thought I was able to defend from this. What is this pressure? And ACCM behind. Keep in mind, this is sudden death. ACCM behind it. He's going to sell his stone. You don't need the stone for new TCs because you can't build new TCs. ACCM has played flawlessly here. Lamed right away. Follow-up attack has been great. These scouts are going to be, like, new soon. And he's on the way to Castle Age. And DauT's got 30 food. And DauT is making more scouts now because he needs something to kill this right now. T90, I watch your vids at 1.5 speed, and my wife finds your laugh at that speed ridiculous. Well, thanks. Thank you. Do you want me to laugh slower so it sounds more normal? That's what I'll do from here on out. That's my slow laugh, but at 1.5 times speed, it probably sounds normal. I did that for you. I don't think we'll see many more archers here for ACCM. He's dropping the second stable now. And it's going to be all knights. DauT hiding how many scouts he has here. DauT wants that big clear. The positioning of the spears from ACCM is really smart. They are all really weak, though, and they don't regenerate. So the scouts, I think what DauT needs to do is he needs to hop out here. Okay, well, he doesn't follow that advice. Yeah, if you get on the other side there, I think you clear the spears. And then the archers don't escape. But I don't think the archers escape anyways, honestly. And ACCM's simply going to take this fight. Give him a little bit of time. And he pulls the weak scouts away. Like, this is what I mean. Like, these scouts are going to be new if DauT doesn't kill them right now. It's very frustrating to play against. Here come the scouts from DauT. And DauT sees his opponent is in Castle Age at 19 minutes. Crazy. I mean, that's a tricky fast castle for certain people. I'm not going to call anyone out. I think the first 2 knights, the last thing you want to do here right now with these knights is defend against the scouts with them. You want to go over to DauT's base. By the way, the regeneration is now faster, I believe. Is that the case, guys? That the regeneration is now faster in Castle Age? I might actually be wrong on that. But again, like, my opinion, and, you know, I'm constantly here stating my opinions. I just think the regenerating shouldn't be in Feudal. If it's in Castle Age, I quite like it. It's a nice bonus. But, like, in Feudal Age, at a high level, it is abusable to a point where it feels unfair. And, oh, God. Wow. Pathing. Interesting. Oh, the knights made it through. Oh, God. That's not making things any better for DauT. The knights are into his eco. Just missed getting the walls down. Gone for very awkward oval-y walls. And DauT still hasn't found... DauT still doesn't know where ACCM is, actually. I know he does. I just don't know why he's over there, then. Game's not over. DauT has a lot of... Oh, God, there's a hole. Okay. DauT has a lot of potential here if he can get the pikeman upgrade. Maybe some camels too, but the knights actually escape, so they won't be killed. Everything is regenerating. And ACCM actually had dropped a fortified church. So fortified churches add efficiency to your eco in a certain radius. And normally you're going to see pros build TCs first for more vills. But because you can't do that here, it makes sense to spam these fortified churches. ACCM is playing really smart. And there's the Siege Workshop as well. He wants to kill DauT here. DauT scouts, of course, still many of them are very weak. They're not passively regenerating. Siege is going to be on the way. DauT's making camels. I'd say a positive for DauT would be the fact that there's no monks yet here. I know, saying yet, it doesn't exactly seem like a positive, but it's true, though, because he can maybe take a fight due to the fact that there's no monks to worry about with conversions or anything. Do all stable units regenerate health? For the Georgians, yes. And again, that starts in Feudal Age. And it feels like you have to kill them, right? You have to kill those units. You cannot let them escape. Here we go. DauT's going to hope for conversion. ACCM backs away. ACCM loses a knight. He doesn't have monks here, ACCM. That's a decent fight for DauT. Now, the regenerating's still happening, but it's like not fast enough in the midst of a battle to necessarily make a difference. I mean, you could argue it made a difference there, though, with that knight. Nice clear up from DauT. DauT is still has a chance here, but that monk's a problem. The monk can get conversions, and the monk also heals on top of the regenerating. But these knights here have been forgotten about from ACCM. He's got a forward position. Again, this is sudden death. So DauT basically needs to defend from this, and then he needs a way to take out the TC from the opponent. ACCM's had to do a lot here to get this lead. And there's enough monks out there from DauT to swing the game with a couple conversions. This could be dangerous. Thankfully for the Georgians and Armenians, you can garrison inside of your monasteries. So villagers and monks can, like, hide, but the knights can't do so. I like how the mule cart is here right now. It's kind of funny. I want to see DauT counterattack with the two knights. I feel like the two knights getting into the enemy's eco would be good. Looks like he tried that with one of the knights there. And then you use full camel, full monk. DauT researching devotion here. So he'll resist conversion. He doesn't have it yet, though. He does not have that upgrade yet. ACCM already had it. And here's the fight. I think this could be a really good fight for DauT, though. DauT's got so many camels. Siege hops out to kill some monks. Doesn't happen, though. DauT holding on. Units for ACCM pulled back. And, man, camels countering the knights. And, yeah, regenerate now, you fools! Yeah, where are you running to now? DauT has husbandry. ACCM does not. All these things are going to get chewed up. Things are falling apart on ACCM right now. You got to chase that down if you're DauT. You got to chase that down. You have the movement speed. Like, these knights will die very quickly. Does he recognize that he has husbandry and his opponent does not? Camels are always slightly faster anyways. Oh, man. Can you imagine if DauT had brought his monks out a little bit earlier? Would he have maybe been able to get many conversions there? He's killing the monks anyways. He's walking underneath the fortified churches. There's a couple arrows, but there's not a lot. And DauT getting the conversions he wants. He's going to lose a couple monks here, but he's just going to aim to take out that fortified church. So regenerate this, regenerate that. Chinese, they remain the Chinese. The siege hops out from ACCM. You know, the siege is the right idea in sudden death, but it never felt natural for the moment. I think ACCM expected didn't expect DauT to have this much army. And I think you have to go pikes if you're ACCM. The good thing for ACCM is he didn't take any eco damage. So, like, I think going into a second barracks and maybe some pikemen would make sense. He's going to reposition his lumber over here. But, you know, this position that DauT has now should allow him to move across the map pretty nicely as well. And he killed quite a bit here. He killed the monk. He's going to kill the vills. He's going to kill the mule cart. Goodbye, mule cart. And DauT loses 2 monks, though, to the knights from ACCM because he was distracted. Chinese. And that economy so smooth. But ACCM is heavily on stone. And there's... Oh, I thought it was an overchop there for DauT. Now, ACCM essentially has, like, 3 or 4 monasteries at home as well, right? So he could always mix in the a couple more monks. But it does require you to control the monks. DauT, these units are through. DauT. Ooh. That was really close. It could have been disastrous for him. He's bringing his camels around. ACCM does have husbandry now, so the camels are only slightly faster than the knights. It's not like it was before. And that's going to be a fight ACCM will take every single time. Now he needs to leave. ACCM, will he go for a forward castle against DauT? It is sudden death. You could also just place a defensive castle and then make Manaspa. I think that's the play. Yeah. So, Manaspa. And here ACCM with the attack upgrade takes the fight using the hill. Maybe just now realized DauT also has that upgrade, but the Manaspa, they get +1 attack per the amount of cav in the group with them. So if you make Manaspa combined with the 16 knights that are here, the Manaspa have, I think, a +3 attack rate. I think it's +3. It's just really hard for DauT to take out TCs and counter raid with camels, though. Well, there's the castle. He'll see that. So I think it's for every 6th cav unit in the group, the Manaspa gets +1 attack. They might have... I think they changed it, though. Isn't it like 7 now? Or 8? Sorry for not remembering specifically. These knights are going to be new knights here in a second, though. And it's the limit is an extra +5 attack. But basically, I like the decision. Because you have the knights already, and now you had the stone naturally for a castle. Castle also protects you. I also like how there's light cav out in the field from ACCM hoping to kill some monks, potentially. But I mean, fully upgraded camels, the amount of bonus damage they have versus cav is insane. We'll see. Obviously, a few conversions from both players wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so the Manaspa had +4 attack, so they've got... I never know if Capture Age is picking it up properly. Oh, man. Big fight, big fight, big fight, big fight. Big fight coming. Full upgrades for both. Here we go. Both players have Devotion. Both players with monks to convert. DauT is coming forward with Vills. DauT's going to take this fight. I think DauT should win the fight. Like, camels should win this, in my opinion. If camels don't win this, then I don't think it's balanced. It's just up against straight cav. I know Manaspa's strong, but ACCM, I'm not so sure about this engagement. Is it working? Is it not working? As he loses knights, the Manaspa lose attack. There are a lot of villagers here for DauT as well, though. It seems like the fight was actually pretty good for ACCM against camels. Huh? And keep in mind, he's killing some vills here, too. You'll take that. His eco hasn't taken any losses. ACCM's also gotten raided here by DauT. And the Manaspa and the regeneration, which of course played its roles there, actually leads to that fight being won by ACCM. Crazy. I like the raids from DauT, though. ACCM definitely didn't notice. He lost some vills there. And it, like, I said instantly when I saw the draft, I was like, it's going to be Chinese for DauT, and it's going to be Georgians for ACCM. Chinese have been a no doubt pick. on Arabia for a long time, and Georgians with the recent buffs and some of their bonuses are just insane. And ACCM has shown us that and played them really well. And now DauT struggling maybe for army numbers. So ACCM could come forward with a castle now. I think that's what he's going to consider doing. Was it cost effective for DauT? It's not cost effective because the Manaspa is super cheap. Can someone give me the cost of a Manaspa, please? They did increase the production rate of the Manaspa. And again, they made it so it doesn't get quite as much attack. You need more units in the group. But it's way cheaper than a camel. DauT sold this stone, actually. I think most likely to just get more gold. 60 food, 45 gold, yeah. And then, isn't camel 65, 70 or something? But, I mean, I really thought the camels would still do okay there. I wonder if ACCM just builds a castle in the middle just for more Manaspa production. As much as we want that forward castle, the forward castle could throw the game. Gets a conversion. There's another monk here for conversion. It's going to be a forward castle from ACCM. Camel's 55 food and 60 gold. Yeah, so it's cheaper than a camel. But then again, you do need a castle to produce the Manaspa, which of course isn't easy. Again, I think ACCM didn't have to go for the YOLO castle here. I think he could have maybe gone for the safe approach. This is a bit risky, but it's a risk worth taking in sudden death. If the castle goes up for him, he will win this game, because if DauT loses this TC, it's over for him. DauT's rushing with Vils. He's bringing over his military, but DauT does not have enough military out here. And ACCM punishes DauT's Chinese, his #1 pick. Amazing momentum swing for him. And DauT just calls the GG because he knows that castle's going to go up. Pretty crazy. DauT produced 81 camels and died to Cav this game. But it was all about timings here from ACCM. It was all about timings. I also think the fortified churches in the eco added a lot to the resources collected here for ACCM. And you might not see that if it's not sudden death, because players would opt for town centers. Players would opt for town centers typically and not add these fortified churches. But if you're trying to maximize your situation on a one town center economy, the fortified churches do just that. And like, Feudal Age was a nightmare for DauT. Like, Feudal Age was a masterclass from ACCM, Dark Age and Feudal Age. I thought he had the game won there. But, another thing that ACCM did a really good job with was incorporating monks. I think he probably got more conversions here this game. 12-9, but your Cav regenerating naturally while also being healed by monks is quite strong. But DauT didn't have that luxury. There's the food and the gold count. That was a big thing. It was just the eco balance. Crazy resources brought in there from ACCM. And we've had a back and forth series. That was a great game. Great game. I think what DauT struggled with after he cleared up the knights originally is he fell into a position where he was just thinking, okay, great, I've got camels now. How do I win a sudden death game? In a normal game, it's like, okay, you clear up the attack, you drop TCs, you make something with your camels, right? But what are you supposed to do when you only have camels and you get to your opponent's base in a sudden death game? You can't really do that much, so you have to play towards aggressive units, and knights at least can like threaten buildings. Camels can't really do the same. Let's go. It's been too long since I brought people Zawal. So here we are. Welcome. We've got Zawal right here, and we saw this a lot in Titans League. I think, I forget what season it was. But Zawal, originally introduced in arena-style tournament. This tournament isn't necessarily arena-style, but it is sudden death. So, no longer do we have that discussion on building second and third town centers. You are stuck on list TC. And if you destroy the opponent's TC, you win the game. We have Turks for DauT. Turks are known for really good gunpowder, really good castle drop civ. Oftentimes you see castle drops towards the middle. Fast Imp could be on the cards here, maybe. Turks getting free chemistry could be strong. And then Bohemians are also known for their fast imperial strategies and their gunpowder. I think the key difference here is that if the unique units are fighting against each other, the Hussite wagon wins. And the double whammy here is that the Hussite wagon costs wood and gold. I actually think what ACCM needs to do here is go full Hussite wagon. Because like maybe Hussite wagon monks and stay in Castle Age, because DauT will have to go for siege against your Hussite wagons, and then maybe you mix in some monks. DauT is going to be very tempted. I think they're both going to castle towards the front. And DauT is going to be incredibly tempted to go fast imp then, to go for bombard cannons. And DauT also tempted to use his scout to bring in a board. Let's see if he can do it. Looks like everything's going swimmingly here. This just tells you that DauT is going to be making a monastery at some point. Normally you wouldn't see this if the opponent could punish you, but there's a wall, so yeah. There's also a neutral wall. So this isn't a wall that these guys have any vision on. They have to scout it. There's also wolves out there. So I'll tell you a little fun fact about how the game used to work. So I think ACCM has probably just done this as a reminder, right? To remind himself that there's a wolf there so he doesn't run into it. But I forget when they made the change. They made the change in the definitive edition. So within the last 5 years, I want to say it was maybe 2020 or 2021. But in the past, you could get vision over building foundations. So like, let's say that you made a house here and then DauT just happened to be standing there with his scout. You would actually see the scout over the building foundation. And so what people would do when there were wolves is they would place a palisade foundation over the wolf, right? And so it would show the wolf. And you might be like, okay, T90, like, what does that even do? It just shows the wolf. Well, they would palisade the wolves, and they would keep double checking that. And if they saw the wolf was not there at one point, they would know their opponent was going for militia or archers or something went that direction, which of course killed the wolf or aggroed the wolf. So the player, there was one player who would do that every single time. Every single wolf would be palisaded immediately. Any guesses, guys? Now, to be clear, a lot of people did it, but there's one player I associate that with the most in my mind. It's natural that you guys are going to say Viper because you guys have probably watched way more Viper games than anyone else, and he's obviously very good. But there's one particular pro player who like really did it a lot. Bagnatus says ACCM. Okay, so ACCM is actually one who also did it a lot. But you're getting warmer. Okay, you're very hot with the ACCM guess. Come on, guys. He's not playing as much. No, don't go to China. You're hot if you're an ACCM. Don't go to China. Okay, yep, stay in Vietnam. Yes, Backed. Backed did it like crazy, dude. And I have very specific memories of like Backed noticing like he wouldn't outpost, right? There'd just be like a wolf randomly over here, right? So he's like patrolling his army here, blah, blah, blah. He's ready for opponent, doesn't see it. And you could see the guy go by and kill the wolf. And then it's like 2 seconds later, Backed would move his army over knowing something was there. It was pretty crazy. It's definitely something they should have removed from the game. I'm glad they did. Okay, so here's another one. Fatslop does it. Fatslop still does it because he still plays on the old balance on Voobly. But Fatslop, what he does is like, so he's got his trebs, right? And he's posted up in that choke point in the middle. And he just goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And he paints. I don't know what sound effect to make here. I don't know why I went with whoosh. But he whooshes and just paints the map with palisades. And then anytime his opponent goes over it with army, he gets full vision on it. Which is pretty crazy. So ACCM's up. ACCM's able to go up a bit quicker here. The blacksmith is really cheap with the Bohemian. So that's usually why you can afford this a bit faster. DauT needs that extra villager on wood. It's normally what it amounts to. DauT's going for an archer range. And a market. Ooh. Okay, so this tells me he's not going to go to stone. This maybe feels more like a standard Turk fast imp where we might see lots of farms. And he might want to go like bombard cannon, hand cannon or something. Because that archer range is interesting. If you're ever wondering the name of the map, guys, it's normally by the mini-map. And there goes ACCM to stone. All right. ACCM planning for a castle. ACCM will... Well, both players will probably make a monastery to get the relics. But I think ACCM's castle will be forward. DauT won't build a castle then. He's just going to farm away, I think. Archer range is still super weird to me. Like, I get the thinking. But there is a feeling of you might need army before imp here. If your opponent breaks through the wall. T90 does the house trick to look for army still work? No, that doesn't work, and I'm also glad they fixed that. Palisade and farm scanning was just insane. So basically, what that was is, let's say your opponent had built a forward building here, right? And you didn't scout it. What you could do with no vision, select a villager and go to build somewhere. And you could just like scan over all the open territory. And if it said you couldn't build in that area, it meant that there was something there. Which was stupid. And so people would have no scout. But because they scouted an area, they'd be scanning. And they'd be like, okay, he's probably forward here. And people would do it all the time. All right, so that's one that Viper did a lot. But there is another player. This one's a little bit more niche. If someone gets this, I'll be very pleased. There is a player, he doesn't really play as much anymore, but he was at a pretty high level for a time, who would do that incessantly. Like, he would honestly do it for a minute straight. Just sit there as he's on his way to Castle Age. Yeah, someone said Spring. Spring did that stuff like crazy. Spring was crazy with it, man. Like, I think he even changed his zoom level so he could just scan more. It was nuts. Yeah, Spring did it so much. Yeah, the other thing that they changed on DE... Now, this wasn't an issue in Age of Conquerors. This was an issue initially with DE. And this is one that I think I had a hand in them changing, because I complained about this a lot, guys. I complained about it more times than I brought it up on stream, which means I complained about it a lot. Is that if you had scouted a resource, like, well, I guess like this gold, and someone was taking it, it would, like, you could see the resource get depleted in the fog, which to me was stupid. It's like, you shouldn't get to know someone's on the resource without scouting it. That was a DE thing, and they eventually fixed that. So, have you guys enjoyed my my little history lesson of how the game used to work? I hope you've enjoyed it. We've got a game now, and DauT's going Cav Archers. And so... he was expecting the castle. He scouted the castle. Cav Archer's really weird to me. I mean, it's really good with the Turks. So it's not like a bad unit. But against the Hussite wagon, it's probably not a great unit. What is a good unit against the Hussite wagon? Well, Siege. Siege and Monks is good against the Hussite wagon. It's going to be Cav Archers for DauT and also Siege. So actually, if you can use... the Cav Archers to snipe monks, which might actually be the play, then the siege could actually be fine. I'm warming up to the idea. Obviously, ACCM's going to snag his relics. He's got 3. He could snag all the relics on DauT's side. But Scout could be really helpful for ACCM, and he dodges. He saw the range. So he's probably just as confused as I am, and he's probably like, Cav Archers? Huh? And DauT knows he's been spotted, so he immediately hops out. Again, I think if DauT just takes care of any monks, as that relic gets sniped, then the siege can kill these wagons. But look at how insane Hussite wagons are against Cav Archers. T90, tell me the story of how you couldn't rotate gates. Oh, I'll tell you that story. So in order to get gates to go certain orientations, people would have to build palisade walls first. So there was no gate rotations. So, like, there was a default gate position. The game would like auto change the rotation of the gate based on walls though. So, okay, which player was the king at gating before the rotations, guys? Before the rotations, there's a pro who was the best at it. It was not Viper, in my opinion. Slam. Yep, it was Slam. Slam would be freaking... Someone comes in and he's like, boom, palisade, boom, gate. Boom, palisade, boom, gate. When the rotations happened, that's where Viper started to really... That's where Viper became the gator. Yeah, Slam was insane with it. I have a memory of Slam doing that on Mega Random in 2015. What is wrong with my brain? Why do I know this? It was Master of Mega Random. Slam was Mongols making Mangadai against Huskarls. And he was just like building all these little gate traps for his Mangadai. In before someone right now is like, wait, you can rotate gates? There's at least one person who doesn't want to admit that they don't know that right now. There we go. He said it. It is a hotkey, and I just set mine to scroll wheel, so... The DauT's resource is looking pretty good for Imp. Obviously, he doesn't have the relics. ACCM getting redemption now to convert Siege. And so his thinking is use the wagons to take out the Cav Archers, the monks to convert the Siege, and drop a castle on DauT's face to kill him. Now, DauT healed up his starting light Cav. Oh, man, can you imagine if DauT attack grounds the castle foundation here? There's actually a possibility. ACCM has to be careful. I think DauT is so unbelievably dead, though. Like, these Mangana... Oh, really good shots. Hello, ACCM. Well, Cav Archers, where are they? Are they looping? Oh, the Cav Archers are trying to raid with a ram. DauT rammed through the side. And now he's getting castle dropped. Uh-oh. All right, DauT's Cav Archers and ram need to kill this TC fast. I mean, I think even still, the Hussite wagons are still so good against Cav Archers. And then the monks were going to always take care of the siege. This is just flawless play from ACCM. And now DauT is just stuck over here with Cav Archers and a dream. And it's turning into a nightmare. Oh, no. DauT. He's on the way to Imp, guys. He's on the way to Imp. It's his Imp TC. That's what we normally say. Oh, no. Not his Imp TC. But, you know, if you lose the TC, you are dead. That is your lifeline. So, he's going to lose his Imp TC. He's going to lose the game. Unless he can somehow take out this castle. ACCM's going Rams. ACCM's going Petards. And this is over. The DauT tried something different here. And there go the Petards and the GG's called. And ACCM moves on. Great series from ACCM. ACCM just found, like, he is so good at finding his immediate advantage. I don't know how else to say it. Game one, it was like, boom. Early feudal, he's got a lead. The Arabia game, boom. Early feudal, he's got a lead, and he just kept that lead, and he kept going. Here is the same deal. The Hussite wagons and the monks, he knew exactly... Like, he also scouted perfectly, so he knew that DauT was going Cav Archer, so he didn't overextend. Yeah, he played really well. I don't love Cav Archers, but I think if you go for the castle approach, you still could have some problems against the wagons. I just think this is a really good matchup for the Bohemians. So, if you're questioning DauT and, you know, let's say you bet some of your very important fake channel points here on Twitch, and you're a little disappointed in our Lord, just know that I think he felt he had to be creative, because if it was the castle v castle, the Hussite wagon beats the Janissary, and he's still going to have problems. So I think he then thought, well, what else can I do? Cav Archers can be good. The list of options that the Turks can try here on this map, very different than from Arena, interestingly enough. Just a little bit different. So, GG. DauT was going to try that fast imp on the back of Cav Archers. Didn't work out. ACCM moves on. DauT did collect more of every resource except for stone, of course. But that would have defeated DauT, so well played to ACCM.